You guys, can you feel the energy? It is absolutely ginormous. So much so that I tried to do this 4 times. I tried to make this as an Instagram live, then I tried a Facebook live, then I tried a Substack live, then I tried a YouTube live, and none of them worked. This energy is so powerful, it literally shut down the systems of this world through which this can actually be out into the world. So we are doing it the old school way. We are filming it beforehand. We are making this an entire podcast episode, which ultimately works out better because now we have the studio lighting, the audio, and it's exactly how it's supposed to be. Everything always works out the way it's supposed to be. And with that, it is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to Send It Season. Send It Season is this little tidal wave of pressure, of power that has been existing within the entire ocean of Miracle Season. And it's just been this like little pocket of energy that is slowly starting to build, to bubble, to get more powerful, and to amplify the entire energy of Miracle Season until it is completely undeniable and is demanding to be addressed. And that is the energy of Send It Season. This is not for me. This is not for one singular mission. This is not for one single person on this earth. This is for all of us. And that is why the energy is so massive. It is so big. It literally shut down all of the channels through which this can be sent out into the world live. Because really, all it takes for like this domino effect to start happening, where people start to activate their purpose, their mission, their God vision on this earth, is for one person to send it. That's all it takes. It just takes one person for an infinite domino effect to occur that ripples out into the space-time continuum and activates and awakens and amplifies the purpose, mission, and God vision of every single other person they come into contact with, and even people who just exist within their gravitational field that they might not see yet, that they might not know yet, but who just are out there, orbiting around their gravitational field, ready to be pulled in, ready to meet at the preordained time when that person activates their mission, when they become the person they were always put on this earth to be. All it takes is for one person to absolutely send it in their mission. Because when that person sends it, they create the space for everyone else to do the same. This is Send It Season. It is ginormous. It is big. And it is for a very small group of people. Miracle Season is for everybody. Everybody on this earth can live in Miracle Season, can be an active participant in Miracle Season. But there are a very small group of people who are actually ready to be the vessel through which God makes God's will, purpose, vision, and mission made manifest through you on this earth. There are very few people who are actually ready to actualize their potential. And all it takes is one person to say yes. And there's a key code that hit me today. And this is one of the big reasons why I wanted to go live in the first place. So, for those of you who know a little bit about human design, I know very, very little. I know enough about my own human design, but I don't know very much about other things. But this one key landed today for all of us as projectors as a whole. 70% of people on this earth respond to life, respond to circumstances. And that would be the manifestors and manifesting generators and generators. That consists of 70% of people on this earth. That is how they move through life, by responding to life. Projectors, on the other hand, life responds to us. So we have to have enough courage, and courage is just faith in action. We have to have enough faith in action to actively take steps before they make sense, to actively lead ourselves through the breakthroughs into the next level, to actively send it on our mission before it ever makes sense, before there are people to send it with, before there is a community to send it with, before there are financial provisions to make it a reality. You go first, and the world responds to you. Projectors are here to embody the duality of success and of failure. And we feel bitterness, we feel resentment when we do not feel successful. And we feel that bitterness and that resentment bubbling up when we don't see the world around us working, when the systems aren't working, when the structures are breaking, when things just aren't working. But the key code that a lot of us forget is that in order for those systems and structures to work, we have to be the example of them working. We have to make them work within our own bodies, within our own lives, within our own somas and systems first. And then the world responds to us. Send It season is for you who know you have to go first. When you jump, the net will appear. You have a mission on this earth. You have a purpose. You have a God vision. You have known it every single day for your entire life. And maybe you have not completely embodied it up until this point. Maybe you have in fractals. But you are ready to draw a line in the sand and say, this is my time. I have suffered enough because I have not taken action on my mission, my purpose, my God vision. It is time for me to go for it, to send it, to be the reason why the rest of the world moves, why the rest of the world has faith, why the rest of the world develops courage to create the change that they want to see in the world. That is literally the establishing faith freedom framework. It is courage. You have to have the courage to confront your fears, to confront all of the things in your life that aren't working, and to address them head on. And that courage to confront your fears creates this confidence within you. And that confidence then creates this conviction that you know you can get through whatever life throws your way because you've gotten through everything so far, and because every single time you have been given the opportunity to drop your mission, to drop your purpose, to drop your God vision, you haven't. And you have been given ample opportunities to do so. You have been given ample opportunities to say, you know what, God, I surrender it back to you. I'm not doing this. You have had enough opportunities to drop your mission. And because you haven't, you have the conviction and that inner stability of knowing that whatever comes, you will not wobble. You will not experience cosmic wobble. You choose to be sovereign. You choose to move forward in faith. You choose to be the beloved, that you are the beloved, cherished child of God, and you belong to God, and God belongs to you. Therefore, you belong to the world, because every single person in this world is the beloved. You get to make that decision from that place of conviction because of your courage to confront your fears, which developed the confidence, which developed the conviction, which then develops this sense of creativity. And then because you are convicted in your mission, your God vision, your purpose, you are tapped into the river beneath the river. You are tapped into an undercurrent of creativity. Life itself, the force of life that moves through the universe, that holds the space-time continuum, that contains the entire multiverse. You are tapped into that current of creation. Because you are the beloved, because you are made in the image and likeness of God, and because you are made in the image and likeness of God, you are here to be a creator, which means you have to be creative, which means you get to create, which ultimately means you affect change in this world. You create the change you wish to see in the world. That creative energy, that life force, that you allow to flow through you becomes that change that you wish to see in the world. But it all starts when you have the courage to say yes to your mission. To absolutely send it no matter what comes your way. To say, God, you put this in my life for a reason, and I accept the mantle of responsibility that comes with being the vessel through which your will be made manifest on this earth. And there is no other person in this world who can make that decision for you. You have to make that decision. And one of the fun things about this is that you get to make that decision at any point in your life. This video will find you at some point in your life when you are ready to hear this message. But when this video finds you, are you going to be the person who will say, yes, I am ready to send it. I am ready to enter send it season. I am ready to pick up my mission and just go for it. See what God wants to create through me. Or are you going to be the person that says, yeah, I feel that. I'm not ready. I'm going to tell you the truth. And this is like the edge, the sovereign edge that every single person on this earth has to walk through, most especially projectors, because we are here to model this. We don't know what's going to come, but we have to lead ourselves to the sovereign edge of our comfort, of our consciousness, of our potential, before anyone else will ever give us the recognition that we desire. You have to recognize yourself first. You have to recognize your sovereignty first. You have to recognize your belonging to this world first, before anyone else will ever be a part of your mission, purpose, or God vision. And that is a really uncomfortable edge to hold, but developing that ability to self-corset, to hold yourself in that energy, to let yourself be held by God in that energy, is what actually allows you to step out in faith. You holding the sensation in your body of being uncomfortable because you don't know what is next is what creates the space for you to actually receive the miracles that you're praying for. Receive the people to help you fulfill your mission. Receive the finances to make your mission come true. To make everything else start to happen. But it all starts with you going first. This is a big one, because we are choosing within miracle season, and most especially within send it season, which frequencies to amplify. And the world has yet to experience mass amplification of love and truth. And when we connect with each other, in the frequency of love and truth, we completely rewrite the space-time continuum. And we completely rewrite what is actually possible for humanity at this time. Because let's be honest, time is an illusion. It is a construct. And it depends on your perspective. So if you can recognize that at some point in your life, you are here to affect change, and that the only way that you will ever affect change, the change that you wish to see in your life or in the world, is if you first decide to be the person who can affect change, who can walk on the sovereign edge and say yes before you see the results, and say yes to yourself, say yes to your mission, and not waver, be completely convicted, and never, ever, ever cosmic wobble, and be the woman who can carry the mantle, the responsibility of being the vessel through which God is creating in this earth. You have to make that decision first before you can ever actually create the change you wish to see in the world. And if this video found you, this is your opportunity to say yes to your mission, to say yes to your mantle, and to walk in a community of people who are actively co-creating their missions on this earth. This is for me, for you, for us, as Melanie Ann says. This is for all of us. This is for the world. This is that every single person on this earth has the opportunity to make their mission, purpose, God vision made manifest. Because every single person on this earth was given a mission, purpose, and God vision. There is something here that you were born to create, that you have known since you were a little child. You have been carrying it with you your entire life. And there will come a point when the pressure of not taking the actions that you are supposed to take, the pressure of not saying yes to your mission becomes so much heavier, so much more painful than the pressure of actually living your mission. The pressure of actually living your mission is something that you develop as you go. The pressure of not living your mission creates long-term sustained pain for you and for the people around you. Because ultimately what happens is you are bitter, you are resentful of your own life and of your own self. And the only way that you change that is if you decide to be sovereign, you decide to be the beloved, and you decide to belong to your mission. And your mission belongs to you. And that every single person in this world who is supposed to find your mission, your purpose, your God vision, is going to find it only after you say yes to holding the mantle of that mission. So, with that, you feel it? This transmission is feeling complete. There are a couple of logistical details I want to talk about before we really complete this transmission. And this is Miracle Season is completely free. It is a series I'm doing on my personal and business Instagram account. You can follow along at Establishing Faith. You can follow along at Victoria Stanziola. And if you want to take that a step deeper, Miracle Season is also existing within Amplify on Substack, and that is an Establishing Faith publication. There are weekly articles, there are weekly activations, weekly exercises, community, and that's where this podcast will live. So completely free. Go there and just receive the juice, receive the magic, receive what it feels like to actively be in the current of mission, of vision, of legacy, of prophecy. It's fun, it's big. Also, with that, Send It Season, which is this, is going to exist as a video podcast from now going forward. It is going to exist available via YouTube. It is going to be available via Substack. Substack, you can find it at Victoria Stanziola. I will make sure to put the link below. You can look for it under Amplify by Establishing Faith. You can look for it at Victoria Stanziola, and you can also look for it at Send It Season. So, with that, one more thing. There will be 2 versions of Send It Season. There will be the free version, which is this podcast, and there will also be a community that I will create to accompany this podcast so that we can all just marinate in this excitement, the expansion, the amplification of our missions together. And then there will also be an offering that is exclusive. It is a paid offering. For those of you who are really ready to say, I'm all in, Send It Season, who feel the frequency, I'm not going to explain what it is. I'm not going to give any information about this. If you don't think it's for you, it's not for you. If you wonder if it's for you, it's not for you. Once you're in, there will be details. There will be homework assignments, instruction, close proximity mentorship. And that is the only information that I am allowed to give you on what Send It Season is. So there are 2 options. So choose your own adventure. They will both be available through the month of December. They will change as we enter into 2026. But for right now, completely clear, completely open. If it's for you, say yes on pure intuition, say yes on pure faith for the paid option of Send It Season. If it is not for you, do not worry about it. This is here in service to your becoming. So with that, I love you all so much, and I will see you in next week's episode of Send It Season if we do not meet before then. I love you guys so much. Mwah.